Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the Pentagon Situation Room.
Oh, jeez, this doesn't look very fun.
U.S. military leaders are, they're tired, boss. What's a Marine to do? Because apparently the Greenland threats are coming to a head now. The island boy wants another island. So, today we're going to be building the LEGO U.S. military invasion of Greenland. Our LEGO NATO allies are going to be pissed about this one. So we did do the Venezuela raid, which was a video. But this time, we're going to the icy tundra. Believe it or not, Greenland is icy, and Iceland is green. It's confusing. So we have our nice little Greenland landscape here. It's not much yet, but we will turn it into something. This time around, we're not using just Delta Force, because if we were to take Greenland, NATO has sent a ton of troops there. Also, we really shouldn't take Greenland, but that's a whole other story. We're allowed troops there as it is. We used to have like 17 bases there, but I think we got rid of them. So we'd just be having full-on, military invasion this time. There is no sneaking in and taking the president or anything along those lines. It would be NATO versus us. So we'll be using our US Marines here. And then I don't want this to be a total blank tundra. So I figured we add some of these houses to the mock we're going to be building. So these are kind of old ramshackle houses, obviously vacant, deserted. And I have a second one right here. Two-story house. Very nice. So these bad boys will be the backdrop. And I think we'll have a NATO defense on this side and then a US deployment on this side is what I'm thinking. But we do need to blend it all together and, add some pieces for snow and things like that to make it so it's a bit more of a dynamic terrain, not just perfectly flat, because that would be pretty boring. So let's get started by shaping the landscape of the battlefield here. And honestly, guys, for those of you worried and all that stuff, a lot of the news these days just tends to try and fearmonger and things like that. So I wouldn't be too concerned. I think this is one of those situations where it's not really going to happen. I think it's more of a distraction. So yeah, I don't think WW3 is going to kickstart over Greenland. Hopefully not. I've been wrong before, but knock on wood. This video could age horribly. Okay, let's go ahead and start terrain manifesting here. Okay, so we've basically made a trench in the snow in front of these old houses here. I think it looks pretty nice, but to make it more of like a military area, let's go ahead and add some of these LEGO compatible Sidan Toys military crates. Just kind of sprinkle them behind the trenches. Have a little medical crate back here too. Make it look a little bit more lived in. We can also set up a nice 30 cal position over here. Then for the US team, I think we should give them a mortar in the back over this way. Okay, so now we have a little bit more of a designed battlefield here. So we're gonna wait on the US military and get our NATO boys cooking first. Set them up on the trenches. First, we gotta find the NATO boys, because this is my... Oh, there's an army man in here. This is my massive pile of like military Lego stuff, and a lot of it is US. But I do know there is some German soldiers in here and other things, so we just gotta find them. I'll be right back.
2 hours later.
Okay, so for our defending NATO forces, it's going to be a little bit more or less a coalition. We have some Brick Tactical figs in here, some Brick Mania figs are going to be in here. A lot of variety, a lot of different uniforms, mainly because, again, it's a coalition. They're not going to be as homogenous as the US military in this conflict we've got going. So we'll start adding them into the back trench lines here, because as we've seen from the Ukraine war, like, apparently trench warfare is just fully back. I mean, not exactly, but it's a lot of trenches. So I would kind of assume the similar defensive strategy in mass warfare would occur here. So we got our 50 cal trooper, have soldiers behind the trenches nearby. Here we can give British operator here a nice Scar H. Looks gorgeous. And he can be kind of behind this snow pile, firing away. Add some more out this way. Nice. A lot of variety in these troopers here. We can also stick a nice DMR trooper up inside of the house here here on the balcony so he can fire away from up top. And then the far right, I'm gonna leave blank over here for now. So I'm gonna have the NATO position sort of withstanding on the far left. The far right, we're gonna change things up. But for right now, let's go ahead and get our mortar in position right here. Could go ahead and get a couple stacks of ammo crates just kind of around the mortar. And then we should probably also put some snow in front of it, like they built a little foxhole to protect it. All right, there we go. We got our little mortar team firing away right there. Then let's go ahead and bring in our M1 Abrams here. This puppy is from Battle Brick. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's my favorite M1 Abrams I've seen in LEGO. It's just the one I have. It's a little flimsy. It's not the most accurate, you know, but it's a more affordable option, I will say. So we'll have this one kind of rolling up here. And then in the turret, let's have this guy who just got absolutely freaking obliterated. So we can have this thing kind of going askew. And then beneath it, we'll have a solid number of our Rangers running alongside it, pressuring the left front of the defensive line here.
What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel.
Now on the far right on this side, let's go ahead and have a lot of US Army Rangers, maybe a lot closer to the front lines. So then we can have a few more NATO soldiers over here, getting really up close and personal with the US Army attackers kind of bearing down on them. So, you know, the US has done a nice flank on this side. Meanwhile, their left side is kind of in shambles with the M1 Abrams getting kind of taken out, and just for like a really solid stoic defense over this way. But then on the right side, they're actually making some gains, so a little bit of tug of war on the battlefield here. We can also get some blood on the snow. These things are always so hard to fit in, but there we go. Nice. And we can have our boy here who's lost his hands. Oh god, little down trooper there. Now I do think we need to fill out the defensive lines a little bit better, so we'll go ahead and add a few more troops, including a Battle Brick SAS soldier. Let's have this SAS soldier over here, kind of down on the trench line itself, where the US is actually making some gains.
The U.S. Army. Oh, yeah. Your experience may differ.
Then we also have this trooper here with the P90, and we'll have him kind of like having been dragged backwards in the trench line because he's been hit. All right, I feel like it's kind of uneven now on the US side of things, so let's go ahead and have this trooper here going in and checking on his downed comrade, maybe trying to pull him back to the back lines. Well, boys, we're back with another controversial video here, and I don't know, it's fun to make these. Obviously, I don't want this to become reality, but nonetheless, always fun to make a goofy little mock in LEGO. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.